What's up, everybody? What is up, everybody? I'm here. We're going to be streaming. We're going to be live streaming. I'm going to see how it goes. Been hanging out since the podcast, went roller skating with my child, had some rotisserie chicken, started thinking about what I wanted to talk to y'all about. We got the Nuggets game at 9 o'clock in Central. So I'll probably, stop by then. I'm going to let people get in here. Here's the plan. We're just figuring this out. We're streaming. I'm gonna talk to you guys. You're gonna give me your questions. I'm gonna scroll my little X feed, scroll some other stuff on the internet. I'm gonna vibe out. I'm gonna drink my orange wine. Teased a rosé earlier. We ended up with an orange wine. And we're gonna see how it goes. And I think that's the plan for the day. We're gonna try to maybe if people like this, add additional elements as things go on. Maybe guests, maybe do other more complicated things. But for now, it's just going to be you and me hanging out. If I need additional info, there are a couple producers helping me out, Jared and Ansley, so we might call them in as well. If you have thoughts, comment on Substack, give us your chats, give us your super chats on YouTube, and let's see. I think I can pull them up on the screen. Here we go. Boom. Boom. User IQ 42 says, "Smoke him if you got him." Smoke him if you got him. This is right. If there is ever a piece of Bulwark content for you to be high for, it was listening to me and Saagar today or watching this deal. What were your thoughts about Saagar? Why don't we start with that, and then I'll start scrolling the internet. I had a couple of personal pieces of feedback. I assume you guys know this, but I'm like, there are old stories about David Letterman, about how crazy David Letterman went after late night shows if he didn't like the episode. And like he would throw shit, and like that's kind of me now. I'm not throwing shit, but it's like for the daily pod, it's like very important to me. It's good, and I'm hard on myself, and I start to get a little grumpy. I mostly take it out on my husband. I try not to take it out on the Bulwark people, but every once in a while. And so today's pod I'm reviewing, I liked it. I think better than some of you guys did. Mixed reviews. We'll see what you guys think in the comments now. My two self reviews were. Dude, Saagar, shout out Saagar for coming on. He knew, we're not aligned on stuff. He didn't know what I might try to blindside him with. But dude is deep in the sauce and the Epstein stuff. I mean, obviously Epstein is a disgusting pedophile, and there were other co-conspirators. We need to figure out who they are, and there was a cover-up. I'm on board for all that, and I don't even know if he killed himself. So I'm in the sauce myself on Epstein's stuff, but he's throwing out shit about passports from the 1990s, and it's hard for me to fact check in real time. So I'm not 100% sure how great all that was. And then some people were upset at me about the immigration part, not pushing back on him. In particular, there's one stat he used a couple times talking about how there were 20 million illegal immigrants brought in during Biden. Obviously, that is false. The reason why I did not object to him in that moment was because I presumed, and I haven't done this, so maybe this will be your first test, Jared or Ansley. I presume he's pulling the 20 million from, he's like adding people who came in on temporary protected status. He's adding asylees, he's adding refugees, and basically saying that those are illegal. And it's like having a semantic argument about that with him did not feel right. Maybe that number is big, even if you include all those people. I'm not sure. So I guess that was one little weakness. Let's see. A couple of thoughts. Jack wants to know how Saagar is an atheist and also such a wet blanket and a buzzkill. I don't know about that. That's a good question. But he's not a drinker or a weed smoker, which is fine. I respect that. I got sober friends. Don't tell me what to do with my life. Don't start talking to me about my testosterone, though. My testosterone is just fine, no matter what. The expectation is high level shoe talk. We're gonna get there. We're gonna get to some high level shoe talk. Be patient. We're gonna hang out for a little while. So yeah, it's Drew says this. I think this is what happened. I think Saagar thought the people who are asylees are illegal. But look, the gist of my feeling was, my brain, I need to disagree with people. I can't have like only never Trumpers on every day. I'll start to go crazy myself. That'll drive me around the bend. And so I've brought on some folks who are to the left of me recently and had some good engagements. Ryan Grimm was on. Who else has been on? Me and Ta-Nehisi had a great pod, I thought. But I've just been wanting to get more people who are at least Trump curious to kind of hash some stuff out. The problem, as I said, as the intro to the pod, is like most of the Trump supporters in the commentary space are like full shit. You know, they're just Trump humpers. They'll say whatever. They'll change. They'll be bad faith. And so I think on Saagar is, and as you heard, like, at least he's being straight. Like, at least he's saying he got fooled. Not a lot of people are out there saying I got fooled in this day and age. So, so I respected that. What else? What the fuck? Yeah. What's wrong with orange wine? Oh, is that a Trump comment? What the fuck, orange wine? Anyway, yeah, orange wine is nice. I don't know if you guys are on the orange wine deal, but orange wine is nice. Mansplaining Survivor says she's proud of me for doing this live. I appreciate that. Oh boy, that's rough. That's a deep hit on Saagar. Timu Dinesh. It's Dinesh D'Souza they're referencing. If I told you about how Dinesh was in a love triangle with Ann Coulter and Laura Ingraham, that's an interesting story. I was told about. I had an old timer regale me with that story a while back. Maybe we'll get into that a little bit more. Any other thoughts? Tim is. What are you doing here, Doyle? I'm not. I'm very high T. High T, Tim. Saagar seems low T. A lot of people have thoughts about everybody else's T. I wouldn't even know how to measure T, to be honest. But I'm doing my best. Thank you. And you see on YouTube here, we can do super chats. We appreciate that. We appreciate you. Sadly, I can see how people can get sucked into his views as he's not an idiot and he can talk about a lot. Look, here's the other thing about Saagar. That is a coherent worldview. And we talked about that. And I thought it was interesting, actually, that he basically admitted that a big portion, a majority of MAGA are basically in a Trump cult. I think on the show, I called it a Trump lifestyle brand. And I'm like, I think that's important to just understand, right? That there are big parts of the MAGA base, I think, that have America First views. There's some Trump voters who are like more traditional Republicans, and then there are other people that are just in it for the swag. You know, they just want the red hat. They just want to see the lib tears. And Saagar admitted that. And so, you know, as far as like having somebody who's like that on, who's just in it for the red hat, I just don't really know the value of that. I mean, there's some value in what Sarah does and focus groups and like trying to understand them. But for an interview session, at least with having Saagar on, he's a coherent worldview. And I don't like really begrudge people that have that worldview, honestly. I think that this judgment around Trump was massive and catastrophic and maybe country ending. So I wish they'd reflect on that a little bit more. But the fact that there are a lot of people out there that are socially conservative, that want more traditional mores and values, that don't like my libertine, pro strip club stances, that don't want America fighting foreign wars. We didn't get into a lot of economic stuff, but Saagar's pretty reasonable on, kind of how to think about domestic economics. Sometimes he's a little bit anti-economics, like anti-Adam Smith for my taste. But, that's coherent. A lot of people hold that view. It's good to engage with it. I can also see how that is appealing to people. And frankly, I think that the Democrats should have a message for those people, right? Because there's a period of time where folks that were socially conservative, fiscally moderate, foreign policy, more isolationist, they voted third party. They voted for both parties. Some of them voted for Clinton. Some voted for Obama. They were Pat Buchanan people. They were Bush people. Like they were dispersed. They were diffuse. And now as we've sorted, that group went all the way into the MAGA column. And obviously that's not good for Democrats. Democrats got to figure out a way to speak to the regular voter version of Saagar, like somebody that does not like wars, that is maybe more socially conservative than the Democratic candidates are, but is also maybe open to, more generous welfare state, wants healthcare to be funded, wants schools to be funded, right? Like those people exist, like a lot of them actually. Frankly, I think there are more people in the country that hold that basket of views than center left moderate views. And so Democrats got to figure out how to talk to those guys. So I was happy he came on. I wanted to talk to him. And I don't know. I feel like, You guys tell me. But I feel like if I was a person that had that basket of views and was listening to that conversation, they'd have to have been at least Kamala curious by the end, or at least not voting for Trump curious, because dude could only name one thing he thought Trump did well on. And I think that was the most telling part of the whole conversation. And he has a news show. So it's not just a random voter. Like Saagar has a news show, Breaking Points. He talks about the news every day. He's aware of what's going on in Washington. He knows what the Trump administration was doing. When I asked him to name what he thought Trump has done well over the last 14 months, his answer was sealing the border. And I said, okay, what else? Nothing, nada. So I think that's pretty telling. I got distracted by this. Sorry. I'm learning about this. I don't know what, the multitasking is a little challenging. So I want you guys to bear with me. I want notes at the end of this, how I did, what you want more of, what you want less of. Wordsmither says I have dialectitis. I got to be honest. I thought that said dialectits. I'm sorry. I'm like a little boy at heart. Let's do this. Let's do it. Let's pull up the big screen. Now we're going web surfing. All right, here we go. Jared, let's do it. We're going to be searching my Twitter. Let's see. Can I spell this? Do I have to start doing spelling? Why? Dialectitis. What do I have? What's that? A dialogue. Oh, it's a Socratic method. I know about the Socratic method. I just didn't know that fancy word. I do have that. All right, you demanded the shoes. I've pulled up a couple of little things here I want to discuss. Then we'll scroll X together, and I'll keep an eye on your comments, and you guys just tell me. Here's the deal with the shoes. Now, I am not a fancy shoe man myself. I'm not like. Do we need to go a little bigger on the screen? I'm not a. I don't like wearing dress shoes. I pretty much only wear dress shoes to funerals. I'm trying to think. Last year, when have I put on dress shoes? I put on dress shoes for Dick Cheney's funeral. I put on dress shoes for a Mardi Gras ball. I feel like I wore dress shoes one other time because I wanted to be fancy. I can't come up with it though. So I'm not a big dress shoes expert. Joe Perdicone's our man for that. Let's look at this. They all are in the same shoes, and they don't fit. So like here's Sean Duffy's way too big. I don't know who that is with the cankles, but he can't even fit in his. Like, did Trump not ask them their size? Oh, that's horrible. Those socks and shoes are a horrible match. Oh, whoever did that is disgusting. Rubio. Oh, that's Rubio? Yeah. Rubio's shoes don't match floor. What do we think here? Florsheim dress shoes. This was interesting. They're using the gifts as a lighthearted way to encourage loyalty and unity within his circle. That's a little fashy for me. It's a little fashy. In a free country, I feel like people in the cabinet of the president should wear whatever outfits they want. I don't think they should have uniforms. It's getting close to putting on military outfits and flair. I don't love it. Yeah, so there's Marco. We go way back with Marco. I don't know how many of you guys remember this, but Marco, you know what we could find? What you got? Let's see if I can find it. Marco, lift shoes advertisement 2016. If this doesn't show up, well, yeah, okay. If somebody could find me, Jared, could you effort this? The Jeb Super PAC didn't add a lot to our political culture. I'm just going to be honest with you. I had nothing to do with the Jeb Super PAC. A lot of times people blame me for that. People will be like, Tim spent $100 million to finish in last place. And I was like, I have a career that has a lot of losses in it. I had some wins, but I had a lot of losses. In the case of the Jeb campaign, all of the money was in the Super PAC, and the campaign had no money. Long story, it's stupid. It's because our campaign finance laws are stupid. That is why this happens. But there were some others that work on the Super PAC. We're not going to impugn anybody. They spent 9 figures. They were the ones that like sent out iPads to people in New Hampshire, and the money didn't turn into a lot of votes. You live and you learn. One thing they did was come up with a very funny advertisement making fun of Marco's fancy shoes because he was wearing lifts. He's wearing like these Cuban lifts to try to seem a little bit taller, simultaneously to talking about how Trump had a small dick. So we'll try to find that. We can watch that. We can watch that together in a little bit. It's deep in the archive. You know, it's been 10 years now. Oh, shit. I didn't want to. I was going to pull up your questions, but we got to Ben Shapiro's eyebrows. I like this from my girl Ari. Make fun of whatever he did to eyebrows all you want, but it's very successful in distracting all of you from what he did from his lips. I do think that's interesting. Now, we're told that this is a Photoshop. We're told that it's a Photoshop. Look at the lips, though. And look at the lips. So we are told that it's a Photoshop. And so what I did all on my own here was I pulled up today. This is no, this is not today. This is pinned tweet, I guess. February 28th. Let's see if let's find he's selling a shirt. Oh, I don't want to help him make money. Let's try to find one. Oh, here we go. Here is on March 4.
Jokes, but
let's take a closer look here. That's not natural. I don't think that's natural. Let's go to what you have to say. Please share us a comment if you let me know what you think about how does that happen? Do you think that's like HGH, or do you think there's no way that's a natural brow? And I shout out to Ari about the lip. I also don't think the lips are natural. Yeah, but are the lips photoshopped? Gorilla 4454, great question. Well, now this is not a Photoshop. This is Ben's own account that we've pulled up. And what do any of you have a verdict on this? Because I'm not sure what's happening here. We've got eyebrow pencil. You think that's one theory? Eyebrow pencil. Okay. Another theory. Sassiest Dragon says microblading. I don't know if that's right. No, we'll keep searching. We'll keep searching. I don't know. We're just gonna leave that. Should we leave that up for a little while longer? Do you think, or have you guys seen enough of Ben Shapiro's eyebrows? Greetings from Ireland. We'll leave that up for a little bit longer. See, this is gonna be a little different than the podcast. All right, you're not seeing this on the podcast. This is a good theory. Oh no, that wasn't what I wanted to put up, Mr. Insanity. That was rude. That we can't. We're not doing. Okay, it's a little bit more R-rated on the live stream, but I don't know if we're doing comic jokes on the. I think we can not. I don't know that we need to be talking about loads yet. Moving on. Speaking of, look at this. How about this for a transition? Ben Rhodes and Ben Shapiro, two Bens, different visions for the Middle East. I should have Rhodes back on. I feel like I've had a lot of the doves on lately, though. I've had a lot of like the isolationist lefties, the hard left, anti-war lefties, and it's because it's speaking to me right now in this moment, because I could not be more hardline against what they're doing in Iran, and it seems absolutely moronic. And so I don't, I'm having on guests that are like feeding my hate fire and feeding my rage over the fact that like on CNN, they're trying to do the whole, you gotta hand it to Trump on this one. I mean, it's really been an impressive shock and awe. Like, I can't. I understand why attacking Iran is something that Bibi Netanyahu's wanted to do for 40 years. I understand that the Iranian regime is bad. What we are doing is obviously stupid. So anyway, for that reason, I've had a lot of like that type of foreign policy view on the show lately. We had Zoran's guy, Saagar today, for that matter, coming from the right. And so Rhodes fits that. I've been interested in having a foreign policy person on maybe next week or the following week that wants to at least try to proffer some kind of view on the other side. It's hard for me to imagine what that is. I think I would enjoy exploring that with somebody as an intellectual matter. I feel like I would come out of that conversation even more convinced and passionate about the fact that this is the stupidest fucking thing I've ever seen. But anyway, I'm interested in hearing some other views. But we should get Rhodes on soon too. Rhodes, as you guys know, as super fans know, the Pod Save the World is my falling asleep pod. I love to listen to those guys on planes, and they just kind of doze off when they're talking about Peru, and then I wake up. They'll be talking about the United Arab Emirates, and it's nice. It's a good experience. So I got some Substack chats I want to get to here from the Saagar. Oh yeah. Ansley, what's up?
So I sent you the Marco Boots picture, but we also have the ad for you. We can pull it up if you want.
Oh, great. Yeah, let's pull up the ad. Let's watch the Marco ad together, and then we'll get to the Substack comments. That should be. Got it. I couldn't have. Don't think I could have even pulled that it was to the tune of "These Boots Are Made for Walking." We've pulled this up on stage. This is what's prompted that ad. This takes us all the way back to 2016. So now Marco has been in 2 dress shoe related controversies. He's in these. What do you call this type of boot? There's a word for this type of boot. This is the fun part about live streaming, is that you guys are going to get to see like what I know and what I really know, because sometimes on the pod, it's a little behind the scenes for you here, I'll forget something. Chelsea boot. I'll forget something. I'll take a little pause. I'll Google it. And then I'll talk about it through the magic of audio and video editing, thanks to Katie Cooper and Katie Lutz. We will, it'll seem like I knew it. So that's nice. It's magical. In this case, I couldn't pull the name Chelsea Boots, but there it is. Chelsea Boots. Look who sent that tweet. Look who started that controversy back in 2016. Michael Barbaro of The Daily. He was just a lowly New York Times reporter back then, covering the Jeb and Marco campaigns. And he started this whole little controversy. Look at the amount of inches, though, that Marco got. I mean, he was getting, 2.5 inches height there on the debate stage in 2016. So he's always been kind of a boot cuck, that Marco Rubio, a shoe cuck. I don't know if he's in defeat or not, but he will do what is needed from a footwear perspective. All right, so did we have oh wait, I knew what I was doing. We're going to go back to the Substack questions. The Substack questions, I have them over here. I can't pull up on the screen like YouTube, but my girl Darla's in Minnesota. She's been with us from the start. Darla's feedback on the Saagar conversation. She says it was super interesting, annoying, and interesting. People like disagreement. I want to shout out Darla. When my book came out, I was in Minnesota for a wedding, for my friend's wedding, and so we tagged a book event on there. Darla put that together. Very early Bulwark. We had like the OG Bulwark people were there. When we were at this last Minneapolis show, we sold out 2 nights, 1,000-person venue. I said to her, I was like, hey, look how far we've come from that book event where 40 people showed up. And she was like adamant that 140 people showed up. It felt, it seems like 40 to me, but either way, we've come a long way. It's nice to have like our OGs on over there on Substack. Let's see what else we got. Any other viewer questions? Do we have any Ben Shapiro questions? No. Okay. Well, we'll keep on pressing forward. This was the whole concept of this. We'll see how this works. The idea here was that I was going to like just scroll Twitter, and the Bulwark gang was like, I think that people just want to watch you scroll Twitter and like trash talk people and like just talk about it. So we'll see if that's true. I have some other little links, some other little surprises to show you. We have a section here behind the scenes that says like Tim Blind React, where Ansley and Jared have pulled some things that they want to see me react to. So we'll do that in a second. Let's see what's happening on my Twitter feed. You also get a sense of who I'm following. So some big secrets here. Kat Abagazale Mentum. Where is she? How's she doing? I don't know about that. She's up to 37%. Daniel Bitts. We had Kat Abagazale on the FY pod. I'm also thinking, I want your guys' feedback on this too. I'm also thinking that this live stream can kind of be like a little bit of an FY pod vehicle where I bring on young people to stream with me, other streamers, things of that nature. Maybe we'll have Kat on. I don't know. That's one idea for what we're going to do with this. Oh, yes. Okay. John Fetterman John Fetterman. I haven't watched any of this. Do you want to watch Fetterman together?
But
Let's watch
his
Fetterman
son-
together.
His son, but his
kill
son
every last member of their leadership.
well, his son is now in charge, and he's considered even more of a hardliner.
Well, they should kill him too.
Oh, well, maybe they will. But in the meantime, he's been elected by their 88 clerics to be the guy in charge. It's hard to see how we're better off with him in charge. And did you expect the Iranian people to rise up? As
Multi-part question here.
And encourage them to do?
Well, there's also a fact that he hasn't been able to produce a video or scene in public at all. Why? Maybe they're seriously injured. It could be very hard to just sit down and even do a video and have them put that out. So hopefully he is significantly wounded. And if he does recover, I do absolutely support, having Israel to just eliminate him,
just kill him.
Any other parts of the leadership. I mean, I'm always going to support that. I think it's a good thing to continue to eliminate, leaders of Hezbollah.
That's great. Let's just kill all of them. That's nice. Uh-oh. See, we're in trouble over here, guys. We knew this was going to happen. All right, we're back on drive. What, did we lose it on the screen? What did I do, Jared?
You need to share your screen.
Need to reshare. Okay, guys, see, we knew we were going to have some hiccups time one here. Okay, everybody? So just you hang out. We're going to pull it back up. Who's this guy? We got it? I think we got it. Tiny Tim in the corner. I said close all tabs. Guys, okay. All right. Everybody is an expert, Everybody's an expert in the comments section. Let's see. What do we think? What a douche canoe Fetterman turned out to be. Yeah, I agree with that. That dude is tough. Here's my thing about Fetterman. This was tough for me. I had him on. I had him on the pod. God, was it about a year ago now? I don't know. Time is a flat circle. And I couldn't. I was too nice to him because I couldn't handle the questions. Like he couldn't handle them. And anytime I asked him a follow-up question that was not like on something that he had a talking point for already, he would start to stutter and he'd get lost. And I didn't know whether it was the stroke or whether what was happening. And so I felt like I was a debate. I felt like going hard at him, like I go after somebody on the Piers Morgan show, felt like it would be, almost like beating up a kid, right? I don't know. It felt like going after like a slow person. And so I didn't want to do it. And then I felt like, maybe he's still a senator. Maybe I should have gone whole hard at him. And then that was before that big New York Magazine came out story where it said even his staff was worried about his mental health. I think that the dude's literally just not all there. And the obvious thing about this, it's almost too annoying, too cliche of it. It makes me sound like too much of a lib to say. It's it is definitely interesting. The dude had a stroke and got very dumb and lost his mental faculties, and all of a sudden he became hard MAGA. Desert Navy and JBL crack sarcastic on the pods. I have to argue with the internet that you don't really want a socialist populist party running America all the time. I agree with that. I don't want a socialist populist party running America all the time. We're on the same page on that. What did I do? I lost you with the Fetterman combo. The questions are coming up fast. I'm working on that. I'm having a Pinot Noir, but Tim brutally wine mogged me with his orange wine. That is true, Newt. I am brutally wine mogging you. So let's see what's happening on a threesome. I don't know what that's about. It's Fetterman wanted to the Matrix. Okay, let's see what's happening over here. Frank Calabrese. This guy gave money to Kat Abigail. That's a look. I don't know. That the face tattoos. Is it kind of cute? Is the face tattoo kind of cute? I feel like back when I was a Republican Tim would have been very anti-face tattoos. It's kind of like my mother talking to me or something. Why would you do that to your face? It's on your face your whole life. Now that I look at it, it's kind of just a little face tattoo there. It's kind of cute, maybe. I don't know. He definitely doesn't look like a Republican. Let's see what's happening in Dubai. Yeah. The images from the Persian Gulf right now are pretty troubling. I don't know how much you guys have been following what's going on, but tonight I was watching this before I popped on here, and outside of Iraq, Oman, I believe, and Bahrain, Iran's been hitting oil tankers and other assets with drones. Things are on fire. There's some discussion that maybe one of the boats outside of Iraq that got hit had an American flag on it, so could have been an American, either private company, or I don't know. I don't want to speculate, but not great. Let's take a look at what Chris Murphy's got here. U.S. intelligence indicates Iran's leadership is still largely intact and not at risk of imminent collapse after nearly 2 weeks of relentless. Yeah, duh. That one's a big duh. I don't know if you guys read JVL's triad today. It was really good. It was really good. He went back and looked at, there was like a U.S. Institute of Peace white paper from 2010 that talked about how Iran was going to deal with a U.S.-Israel attack. And what they found, was kind of obvious. Like, they learned from what happened in Iraq and Afghanistan. They made their leadership more diffuse. They realized that they could, outlast us, that they would have a longer appetite for pain than we would. They laid out exactly what they're doing with economic attacks, going after interests in the region, going after allies in the region. There's a post I saw earlier that, like, I think 11 countries in the region have had some type of military attack on them, either from Iran or Israel or Hezbollah in the past 24 hours. This is just, it's like such an unbelievable shit show. It's hard to even wrap your head around. Let's see. Here we go. Somebody's paying me $10 to do something. Oh, fuck me. Well, I can't pull it up on the screen. I'm working on this. We're going to get better week by week. Paying you $10 to encourage you to use dark mode. Light mode is boomer status. I'm in my fucking wired headphones, USA of Jordan. Okay? I appreciate that, but I don't like dark mode. All right? Dark mode might be boomer status, but it ain't for me. Okay, I'm sorry. To each their own. What else we got here? This is a little different. My comments are a little different. Like, I like watching the Nick Fuentes clips where his commenters are all like, Nick, I haven't gotten laid in 6 weeks, and like, this girl talked to me, and like, should I talk to the girl, or is it gay to talk to girls? Or I'll be like, Nick, I am a white nationalist and I'm applying for law school, and I'm wondering if on my entrance exam for my entrance paper I should write about the problems with brown people coming into the country, and I should write about white genocide and how white genocide is happening. And Nick's like, what in the fuck are you fucking morons talking about? I like that. I hope some of you guys are dumb, so that I can make fun of you. It's kind of fun to watch them do that. The only thing gayer than gay sex is straight sex, apparently. That's true. Team dark mode. A lot of people are team dark mode. Let's criticize Nick's eyebrows. What's wrong with what's happening with Nick Fuentes' eyebrows? I'm not sure. Let's take a look. Does Nick Fuentes have big eyebrows? Oh yeah. Those are some honkers. They got some girth on them. That's true. I don't know. I usually don't mind a big eyebrow, but when it comes to Ben Shapiro's eyebrows, they are huge. Okay, I don't think we're going to listen to Max Blumenthal. We're going to keep going. Josh Barrow. We're not. Gavin Newsom fighting with Trump about dyslexia. I think we'll keep going on that. Hey, we're going to be in Austin. We still got tickets for Austin. We got some great shit happening. Adam Kinzinger is going to be there. Congresswoman Lizzie Fletcher is going to be there. Thebulwark.com/events. Dallas is sold out. Come see us in Austin. I loved this. I mean, I didn't love it because it's horrible, but it's a funny video. Like, watch this shit. This is a Chinese on cargo shit that's like they're trying to do the Leroy Jenkins to the Strait of Hormuz, and it's like, boop, nope, never mind. No, thank you. Yeah, not great. Largely intact. Iran's brutal regime dead. 1,300 civilians, including hundreds of children. That's good. Favreau has been good on this. I have to say, Favreau has been good on this. What else we got? Ooh, speaking of faces, what is? Wow. Can I scroll in on that? Whoa. Can Can we move me so we can get a closer look at Trump, Jared? Is that possible? I feel like I'm covering up the key part of the image here. Look at that. Yikes. Yikes. I mean, when you add the sweat with the burnt sienna makeup, with the wrinkles, with this little neck vagina, with the hair, I mean, that the bruise on his hand, that dude looks rough. That dude is looking very, very rough. What, you don't want me to do that? Okay. Stop. Some people don't want me to do that. Okay. I guess we'll stop. We won't put Trump up there. Anyway, all right. We'll go back. We'll keep scrolling. See what else is happening out there. I feel like I've had a very political run here on my feed. I wanted to show you guys my other interests. I don't dare. What do you guys think about the dye workwear guy? Sometimes a little much for me. Tucker. Oh, there's my boy Brendan. You know, Pete Hegseth started following. Okay, Pete Hegseth started following this dude Robert O'Neill. Does everybody know what I'm about to pull up? Do you know what this guy is known for? I mean, he claims that isn't he the guy that claimed that he killed Obama? Jared, isn't that him? What I more know him for is the concubine thing. Let's pull that up here. Our boy Harry Sisson. It's sad. I was invited to be on a panel with my boy Harry Sisson. He's the liberal influencer guy that Trump did the meme where he's flying over and he shit on him with the poop. Anyway, I can't go to the panel though. So here's Robert O'Neill, former Navy SEAL. He called the Harris reporters concubines. Can we find this thing? Okay, so here's Harry. Harry's posted this image here where Gen Z voters were proudly voting for Kamala Harris. Real men support Harris. Move that over. Does that help? And I think unfortunately, I think the boys have had a falling out. My understanding is that Harry and Chris are aligned, and Parker and Dean are aligned, and there's like a little bit of a Gen Z podcasting riff. Anyway, we continue. So Robert O'Neill looked at that, and he wrote, "You are not men, you're boys. If there was no social media, you would be my concubines," which is a little hot, but strange also, and not masculine. I don't know. Anyway, that's the guy Pete Hegseth's following now on Twitter. If it gives you a sense of what they're looking for. Do we want to listen to? Should we listen to this? Should we cold listen to Alex Jones? I don't know if I have that in me. What do you people think? Should we cold listen to Alex Jones? Some people liked it. No. He's Roman maxing. Okay, we'll think about it. We're going to think about it while I look at some of the other viewer questions from Substack. I'm getting some feedback. They want to hear from more Substack people. All right, Lady Katie B. We're working this all out. At some point, since I'm a relatively new listener, I'd love to hear Tim tell the Bulwark origin story, though that may bore some of the OGs. I'll make it fast. It doesn't bore you. Basically, they shut down the Weekly Standard, which was Bill Kristol's old magazine. Sarah Longwell had started a website that was so stupid, and I told her it was dumb. We were old friends. Me and Sarah were young and gay together in DC, and it was like a aggregator of Never Trump articles. It's like the Drudge Report for Never Trumpers. I was like, this is not monetizable, Sarah. Nobody will come. There's already enough. This market is full. But then when the Weekly Standard shut down, there were a lot of people that worked there, including your boy JVL, all of you guys' favorites, and they were like, hey, like Weekly Standard got shut down because the owner was a big Trumper and he was mad that Kristol and JVL and others were shitting on Trump. And so they're like, hey, Bill and Sarah talked. Like, let's take some of the best people from the Weekly Standard, start this other thing. It was called the Bulwark. That was the name of the aggregator. And that's why we have the clip art ship. And so they all got together. Me and Sarah were old friends. She asked me if I'd write for this new thing they're doing. I said, absolutely. That is a good idea, actually. We do need a Never Trumper media outlet that does original reporting and commentary. Charlie Sykes was starting the podcast at that time, doing the daily podcast. and it took off. It was crazy, and it was honestly crazy. It was all of our side hustles for the most part. JVL was doing it full time, but for the rest of us, it was all our side hustle, and we were just shocked like how many people like were vibing with it, and that's the origin story. Allison Turbid asked, will there be a sequel to Why We Did It? That was my book. No. And people ask, there are I think there was a Reddit thread about this. I lurk on the Bulwark Reddit from time to time. And they're like, why did Tim not want Sarah to write her book? Because we talked about this. Should we promote Sarah's book for a second? Let's promote Sarah's book. Let's do that. Should we talk to, oh wait, no, this is not it. This is not it. How to Eat an Elephant, Achieving Financial Success One Bite at a Time. That's the wrong one. Where are you at, guys? Where's Sarah's team at? Like working these Google Foo rankings. There it is. How to Eat an Elephant. Sarah told me, Sarah said on the pod when she was on it that multiple times, so many people noticed, they're like, Tim didn't want me to write this. And, we were joshing each other, teasing each other. We never actually said on the show why I didn't want to write it. And people were asking, like, was that an inside joke or was too jealous of her? And, at times I can be jealous. Not in this case. The issue was writing a book sucks ass. It's really hard. And JVL talked about this on the Secret Pod with Sarah about how, like, most people who are very busy people have ghostwriters that help them write it. And Sarah didn't want to do that. And I was like, when I wrote my book, it was still kind of in the side hustle part of the Bulwark. It wasn't when I was doing the daily podcast. Charlie was still doing it. And I told her how bad it was going to be and how hard it was going to be. And I was like, I need you to run this fucking company. Like, I need you to be doing YouTube vids with me. And, we have like a growing little media company here with a lot of people who want to hang out with us. And I need your time on that. Not like, sitting around in the basement of your house, grinding away at your book. And, she didn't listen to me like usual. She wrote the book, and it seems like it worked okay. She was able to manage herself at the Bulwark, because I'm not doing any fucking management. No paperwork is an important life choice value, an important life value for me. And so she did it because she's amazing. She wrote the book. We should also shout out. You can get Sarah's book if you want. We should shout out Mark Hertling's book too. I'm going to do just a little book promo here for 1 second. What's Mark's called? If I Don't Return. Father's Wartime Journal. Go get that. Look at that. #1 bestseller right now in survival biographies. It's great. I got it downstairs. Go get his book. Anyway, where was I? Oh yeah, I was reading Substack comments. Will there be a sequel to Why We Did It? Long story short, no. The publisher writes me about once a quarter and says, hey, what's the status on book 2? And I was like, never, not happening. Let's see. Kessel. We kind of covered all that. Matt Colbert. Are you Colbert or Colbert? We're going to do Colbert. Says, can we get an Isaac Schottner episode? I think Isaac's more of a questioner than questionee, isn't he? I could not believe that my boy Greg Landsman did the Isaac Schottner interview. Don't go look at it. Greg is a great guy. Good congressman. Good instincts, good intentions most of the time, and I feel like he's blinded by I think a righteous hatred of the Iranian regime, and I get that. I totally get it, but we can't let these fucking jokers start a war over this and like cripple our economy and have no plan and Mr. Magoo their way through the Middle East. Like it's a fucking loser. It's a fucking loser. And so Greg Lands was one of the small number of Democrats that were saying that they were for this. And he did an Isaac Schottner interview. And folks, don't read. We love Greg. Don't read that one. But if you're not familiar with Isaac Schottner, he's a New Yorker writer that does just these brutal interviews. Go read one of the ones he did with a MAGA person. Enjoy that. If Isaac wants to come on the show, I would have him on. I can't think of it. Hearing him do other interviews, but maybe I'm just misremembering. Noah, meta question. Why is Tim always so coy about tomorrow's podcast? I can answer you this. I don't want to jinx it. I don't believe that a podcast is going to actually be on until they actually show up. And sometimes it's because if it's a new person in particular, I don't know. Morris Katz, for example, supposed to be on, had him booked forever, was pumped. Like we had drinks in New York to kind of just make sure that we vibed, and I was excited to do it, and we got it on the calendar, and then like 24 hours before Zoran's White House second meeting happened, and so he had to cancel. And I think even in this case, I did kind of screw it because I said we had a new guest on tomorrow, but we didn't end up having a new guest because Morris couldn't do it. Michael Steele slept through the show one time. We love you, Mr. Chairman. Nothing wrong with that. Jasmine Crockett ditched me last second one time. There have been others. So I don't like to jinx it, is why. And then even when I know the president's going to show up, sometimes I just think it's kind of fun to tease you guys, let you guess and think about it. I was pretty upset I didn't get more positive comments about the outro song. I guess we're on the YouTube, folks. You don't get to see that because of the rules. But for the audio listeners, the outro song on today's pod was pretty good. You guys can go check that out. Give me a bonus download if you haven't heard it. Scroll to the end. D. Wilson, how does Tim prep for his podcast? This is a good question because, particularly for right now, because I didn't think about this when I scheduled doing these live streams at night. It's because it's usually right now 8:17. My husband just put my daughter to bed. She's out there. I'm gonna charge my computer. She goes to bed. I go downstairs, sit on the couch, and some nights he'll turn on one of his shows. Some nights I'll turn on basketball, and we'll sit there, and I'll be on my little computer, tick, 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 and I will read through everything in the news, read through any interviews the person has done recently, who's the next day's guest. Then in the morning, if they've been on other podcasts, I'll do a little walk and listen to the podcast. I got spotted by somebody in the neighborhood today doing my little podcast walk, listening to their other things because I want to hear if they say interesting stuff on other shows. And yeah. And that's it. And then like in the morning, I'm kind of reading next, doing what I'm doing right now with you guys. So anyway, you're filling this time right now. So for tomorrow's show, I might be behind. I'm behind in my prep for tomorrow's show. Luckily, the Nuggets tip off at 9, as mentioned. So maybe I'll just stay up a little later and do it while I'm doing the Nuggets. Let's see. This is a very long question from Tad. We'll come back to that. Very long question from Tad. Let's go back over to here. Did we have a verdict on whether we wanted to watch Alex Jones? I didn't see a ton of excitement. People asked if FY Pondering Politics is in the chat. What's up, Pondering Politics? The is FY Pod coming back? Somebody asked. Probably not, or not in its current form. FY Pod was a lot of work, and so like I'm really busy, and I wanted to do it well, and it like didn't really achieve its goal. Like the audience was mostly like moms and grandmas of Gen Z people who wanted to hear what their kids were like, and that's fine, that's cool. Like I appreciate listeners at every age level, but like the goal of it was to reach younger consumers. I thought it was really good at bringing cool young guests. Like if you go look at the guest lineup on FY Pod, it's like insane. All those people are going to be senators and the influencers and commentators of the future. Like they're all awesome. So this might be a vehicle for doing something like that. There could be other stuff. I don't know. We're still kind of working on that. I miss Cam too. Cam's going to be back on. The boy, can you put a poll in the chat? Yeah, we're still working on all that. Cam's going to be back on. Maybe next week on one of the shows. So keep an eye out. Me and Cam talk all the time. I'm texting that guy all the time. Molly, Not My Party's got me into politics. So for people who don't know, Not My Party was my Snapchat show, which I started. That was like really the first big thing I did with the Bulwark back in whenever that was, 2019. And that show, the audience of that, this is also what I was trying to recreate with FY Pod. Like the audience of that was literally like 18 to 29-year-old boys, almost entirely, like young men. I never understood why young women didn't watch it. I always kept asking people like what I could do to get more girls to watch it, but I, for whatever reason on Snapchat it's mostly guys who are consuming political stuff. But I loved that show, and then Snapchat fucking changed the rules, and they went from like a closed system, like a cable network where there are only a certain number of channels, and I was one of the channels, to like an open system like TikTok, to compete with TikTok and Instagram Reels. And so every fucking joker in the world had a channel. And so like the numbers went way down, and like it cost a lot to do Not My Party, because like it was not stripped down like this right now, where you just have Alex Jones's face on here for the last 20 minutes. But it was like we had a legit producer, legit graphics team. It was very, like, I loved it. Like, it was scripted. It was much more formal. And it's just like the amount of work and time that went into that and cost just wasn't worth it anymore, because the views on Snapchat went down so far. So it sucked. But thank you, Molly, for watching that. You were the exception that proves the rule, I guess, unless you're a man, Molly. And I had a dude come up to me at the rabbit hole here in New Orleans, maybe over the summer now, I guess it was. And he was like, bro, it's like a college guy. It's like, bro, like, you raised me on Not My Party. Like, I've been watching you since I've never felt more old in my life. He was like, I started watching you when you were 13, bro. And then I was like, so who'd you vote for? And he was like, I can't tell you. And I was like, so you voted for Trump? He was drunk. And he was like, yeah. And I was like, I fucking raised you. You watched my show for 5 years, then you still voted for Trump. That was tough. That was a tough hit at the rabbit hole. If the Bulwark is the right flank, and the SA types of the left flank of the anti-Trump coalition, what policy stances should either side moderate on to ensure a stable coalition? Here's the thing. I think that we both need to moderate on shit that isn't core to what either of us want. Was the unpopular answer to that question, which is some cultural issues. Like, I am a neoliberal libertarian. Like, you can call me on the right of the anti-Trump coalition. I'm not sure I am. Sometimes see some of these jokers and the Democrats in Congress are more interested in doing traditional right-wing stuff than me. But I think that public safety, border, gender and sexuality stuff. People say, I get this all the time when I say people got to moderate on stuff. They're like, Tim, would you moderate on gay marriage? And I was like, well, gay marriage is popular. So, I wouldn't moderate on gay marriage. Like, I would moderate on like giving gays special privileges to certain things, right? I don't know. I think the cultural issues are really what's holding the coalition back right now. I appreciate the question, Boatman. Let's see here. Love the show. I'm wondering if you'd ever have Michael Moore on as a guest. I guess I would. I haven't thought about that dude in a minute. I have no idea what his deal is right now. But I would do it, I guess. Why not? Law Monkey, to be clear, they're coming for gay marriage too. They might be, but it's that'd be great, actually, because that's a cultural issue that we're on the winning side of. There was an Idaho vote. I don't know if people saw that today. It was in Idaho. I think it was the state house in Idaho voted to repeal gay marriage, and Jared or Ansley efforted this. I think it was 44-26. And so I think that all the Democrats and 17 Republicans were against repealing gay marriage, 26 Republicans for. So I mean, that's kind of interesting, I guess, as a barometer of where things are in Idaho. Pager-like attack in Beirut. That's something. What's happening with Candace? Should we just go on over to Candace's feed? What's she been talking about lately? I thought I saw Jared Kushner linked to Israeli-American. It's always Israel with her. Jared Kushner linked to Israeli-American brothers of convicted sex trafficking. I mean, I'm sure Jared's linked to some pretty nasty folks. Israelis again. Let's see. Trump lied to your face after he killed a bunch of little girls. Candace Owens and Dave Smith. Show me the lie. How about that? Candace Owens, comic Dave Smith. He was on Piers Morgan with me recently. I don't know if you guys saw that. He's like a right-wing isolationist guy, kind of in the Saagar mold, but like a little dumber, kind of a lot dumber. But don't have to hand it to Candace, but that's pretty good. Somebody pop it on. Was that? Am I hearing?
Yeah, Tim, real quick. The vote number was 44-26. 17 Republicans joined every Democrat in voting against it.
Thank you, Jared. If there's other stuff, is there stuff I'm missing? The thing is, we're still trying to work through, how I get information coming in. But if you guys see anything you want me to talk about, you guys go ahead and pop on. That's fine.
We have an old Not My Party video if you'd like to watch that.
Should we? Is it my hair?
Yes, it does have your hair. Ansley has it. I think she sent it to you in Slack. She can put it in the doc.
Okay, yeah, all right. I'll pull that up. Tim, have you seen the account that just says Candace mispronouncing things? Can I say, I like making fun of Candace. I make fun of Candace a lot. I like making fun of people. I think it's okay to be made fun of. Everyone should take jokes. Not that big of a deal. I forget what I did yesterday. The other week, I made fun of Gen X. And like, you would think that I made fun of people's mother. Like, the Gen Xers are a little touchy in the comments. Just like, it was just a joke, guys. It wasn't anything personal. Like, we're just all having fun out here. Millennials have our quirks too. Don't get me wrong. Anyway, I don't love the Candace mispronouncing things thing though. It just feels wrong to me. It's like, at least she's trying. I don't know. I've got a lot of other issues with Candace besides her mispronouncing things. I think I mispronounce things. Ms. Industrial Licks. I like the Saagar episode. It irritated the hell out of me, but was illuminating and important. Know thy enemy. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. Know thy enemy. And those people are gettable. The Saagar types are gettable. Maybe not him, but like that type. All right, here we go. Let's pull it up. We have an old video of me for people that have not seen Long Hair Tim, for all the newbies that didn't know Not My Party. Ansley has chosen her favorite episode.
Is Barstool Bros the future of the Republican Party? This is Not My Party. Brought to you by the Bulwark. You probably know Dave Portnoy, or as he calls himself, El Presidente. He's the pizza-loving frat star who founded the extremely popular digital media empire, Barstool Sports. Now GOP bigwigs are inviting him to appear at Republican conferences, hoping he can bring some cultural cachet to the party. Please come! And Politico even wrote that the grand old party is becoming the Barstool Party. But will the Stoolies go for that?
No shot. Way.
The Barstool Republican narrative dates back to 2016, when the parallels between the site and the rise of the populist Donald Trump were unavoidable. First, you got the irreverent language.
Get that son of a off the field. Sam Ponder, you
And then you had the mocking of the elite media.
mainstream media. Poop.
They are the fake, disgusting news.
Not gonna let Mickey Mouse push us around.
And of course, a shared hatred for political correctness. In 2016, Portnoy laid all this out, telling CBS there's a sentiment among frat guys, lacrosse players, and middle-class affluent white kids that they're getting kind of persecuted.
Oh, cry me a river.
Trump's an FU to society who's telling us we're a bad guy because we like hooking up.
I was kind of going for VJ.
Right.
So it seemed like Trump and Portnoy were a match made in heaven. But will that love connection have staying power?
If you were to ask me who I think like the biggest right-wing social icon in America right now, I think it's Dave Portnoy. It's called Rise of the Barstool Conservatives.
I'm not so sure.
Now, I get why some Republicans want this bond to be forever. Barstool is culturally relevant, and Republicans have tended to, well, not be. Consider the bands we used to get at Republican conventions. Here's the problem. Barstool has always been intentionally non-political.
All right, that's enough. Okay. I keep telling you guys, I don't own an iron. I don't own an iron. Life is too short to iron. It serves no purpose. I look cute, and the hair is horrible. I hate everybody that complimented that hair. I had this hair for like a year and a half, and I was like, what? Will you listeners, will you viewers out there do me a favor? If I ever do something like this again, where I look this much worse than I would otherwise, will you please just tell me? Like, I can take it. Like, I can take it. All right. I want to look hot as hot as I can. I mean, the looks are going to go soon. The Lebanese, I always think about my Uncle Joe. God, poor Uncle Joe's getting dragged right now. He's about to catch a stray. But yeah, he always was a youthful guy, like young looking guy, handsome guy. And then one Christmas, it was just like, boop. He's an old Lebanese man now. So that's going to happen to me sometime. But until then, I want to look handsome. So if I do stupid stuff like this, like, please tell me. This was fixable. Ironing is dumb. Ironing is a waste of time. Are you ready to really go deep now? JVL's about to lose his mind. Are you ready for a real talk? Folding is also a waste of time. I'm like a child, like a college dorm room child, like grabbing clothes out of the hamper half the time. It just is what it is. I got a lot on my plate. People are like, how do you do everything? Do you not sleep? No, I sleep. I parent. I podcast. I go out to concerts, and I don't fucking iron or fold my clothes. That's where the time comes from. All right, what else has Candace been talking about? Wait, hold on. Where'd that guy go? That guy had a good comment. Wait, hold on. There is some gay and Lebanese. There's someone else told me that I looked like the Tears for Fears guy. I can't find it and pull up on the screen, but I didn't know Tears for Fears at all, and I took that as a big insult. Multiple people told me I looked like the Tears for Fears guy, and when the first time I heard that, this is that. Thank you, Nicole. The first time I heard that, I was like, I think that's when I decided to cut my hair, because like the Tears for Fears guy wasn't hot. Yeah, the hair was not it. I agree. Swoosh 619. Do you think there'll be enough political backlash from Iran that Trump will ease up on Cuba? I don't know, man. I think dude is drunk at the casino and he's just rolling. I don't think so. Not lesbian, Lebanese. I lost it there. Somebody else said they were gay and Lebanese. There he is. What up, Tig I9? Gay and Lebanese solidarity. I have a little brother that's also gay and Lebanese. So, we all out here. Oh, wait, there's the Tears for Fears thing again. All right, we move forward. Let's see what else Candace is talking about. What is exactly wrong with speaking German? Oh, God. Did Erica Kirk know Jeffrey Epstein? I don't think so. Is it worth watching the whole episode to find out? We're in hell. Yeah, Candace is in hell. That's for sure. Oh, she believes Candace now. Okay, let's see what else is happening out there in the news. Should we go? Why don't we go to the blind material? We trust Ansley and Jared, right, guys? Have you guys been watching any of the Jared videos out there? He's becoming a star. He's becoming a star. We're gonna do the same with Ansley. Okay, here we are. Blind react. One of them is my man Peter Twinklage. Peter Twinklage is over at the Don Lemon show. And I've been told to blind react to this tweet that he sent. Here it is. Timur, who would win a fight between Pete Hegseth wielding a full bottle of Tito's or Gnome with an unloaded shotgun? Boy, I think Pete Hegseth would beat that ass is the answer. Christy Gnome, the amount of work that she's had done on her body, when you watch her hold the shotgun, I think that like the whole skin is like kind of bearing down on her, and like her face is static, but then like somewhere underneath all that skin has to go somewhere. I think it's very challenging for her to lift something up that high. And Pete Hegseth is a fucking madman that doesn't like women, doesn't care about women, and I think he'd just smoke her in the face. So I'd say Pete Hegseth would. Can we, the other thing I saved for this live stream, and this might be in the doc somewhere, but Answer Jared just messages to me. There was a controversy today about how Pete Hegseth didn't like some of his profile views, like not like his social media profile, but like the side view. And he told people to stop showing that at the Department of Defense. I deliberately avoided that story today so that I could like pay attention to that live. So let's pull that up and kind of live react to that as well. Lydia. Oh, okay. I've seen this. So this isn't a surprise live react, but let's watch it together because it was really good. It's a good selection. This is for people who missed this. So there's a lawsuit. The American History Association is upset about some of the stuff that was banned from the various public materials during Doge when they're eliminating anything that reeked of DEI. It was like, remember when they like Control F gay, and so they deleted the Enola Gay from the website, talking about the history of the Enola Gay and the veterans. And so anyway, during the deposition, this video came out of this douche, and let's watch that together. That'll be fun.
There was the EO explicitly laid out the details. I don't remember it off the top of my head.
It's okay. I'm asking for your understanding of it.
Yeah, my understanding was exactly what was written in the EO.
So can you?
I don't remember what was in the EO.
So right now, do you have an understanding of what DEI is?
Yeah.
Okay. So what's your understanding as you sit here today in this deposition?
Well, it was exactly what was written in the EO. And so anytime that we would look at a grant through the lens of complying with an executive order, we would just refer back to the EO and assess if this grant had relation to it.
Okay, but I guess stepping back from your methodology strictly in terminating the grants, do you have an understanding as you sit here today of what DEI means?
Yeah.
Okay, so what's your understanding of what it means?
Well, it is exactly what was written in the EO.
Okay, so why is a documentary about Holocaust survivors?
This is the good part. This is the good shit.
It's the gender-based.
It's gender-based, yeah.
Story that's inherently discriminatory to focus on this specific group.
It's inherently discriminatory to focus on what specific group?
The gender-based, so females. During the Holocaust.
Females.
And you believe that that's inherently discriminatory?
I'm just saying that's what it's focused on.
Sure.
But this is related to DEI.
Right. But you just used the term inherently discriminatory. What did you mean by that?
It's focusing on DEI principles.
That dude fucking irons his shirt. That dude wastes time ironing his shirt. I'll tell you that much. This way you don't get out of your head, you know? This way you don't have some like trillionaire with a ketamine addiction telling you that you should go into the government and start, you know, scraping for people's social security numbers, because you're going to end up in a deposition like this where you sound like a fucking moron. All right. Like, really? That's what you want your grandkids to see? You were the guy that was blocking the grant for a documentary about female Holocaust survivors because it was DEI. And this is just shameful, shameful shit. I lost that. I pulled that out. I'm not going to Goose at MSG. I will be at Goose in New Orleans, so if folks want to come hang. Good morning from Norway, Tim. Can I pull that up? I don't know how to pull that up. I'll just read it. Good morning from Norway, Tim. Keep up the good fight. Remember, sanity in politics is possible. We have it, but humane behavior means social democracy and reform. So the Bulwark needs to move leftward. I think y'all are bringing us left enough. Okay. I think it's important for you guys to hear at times. Sometimes there's some lefty stuff that's dumb. You know, there's some lefty stuff that's dumb. California hasn't really been, you know, managed perfectly. All right. Like, it's okay. We're all grown-ups here. We can take feedback. We can understand to move to the left or the right. Oh, I've got great news about this. I got great news about this. I'm so happy you brought this up, Broadway. Scott, we're going to get serious for a second. Can you do a follow-up interview with Andre? I wonder what his life is like in Venezuela now. Bulwark live in San Francisco soon, please. Would it be inappropriate for me to do this? Andre messaged me. Andre messaged me on Instagram a while ago, and I wasn't like, I wasn't sure it was him. Like, I thought it might be a fake account because it was, you know, it looked kind of serious. But are you on? Want to know how you're doing too now. And so I messaged his lawyer, and I was like, "This is real, right? This isn't like some phishing thing." And it was. And so we've been messaging on Instagram. He's in Spain, and here I'll pull up the account for people who want to follow him. How do I do that here? And it's really sweet. It's nice. So yeah, he got out of Venezuela. He's in Spain. He's working on you know, getting visas and all that. And it makes me emotional. But here he is. Let's pull him up. So there it is. I'm sure he'd love to hear from you guys. But he has made it out of Venezuela and out of that fucking hellhole. I guess they won't let me open this, but if he messaged me back, I'll let you know. I just asked him. I just told him people wanted to know how he was doing. So that's great. So he's out. We've had some positive progress in this admin. To the question of whether I will do a follow-up interview with him, I don't know. Well, I'll think about it. We'll talk to him, and if he has an update, I'd definitely like to get you guys an update. And you know, it's really nice that he got out. Hola from Oregon. Been lurking on the row crew. Tim's hair was crazy. My hair was crazy. getting a lot of texts. Are these people texting me about the stream? No, these are just all my other texts. Oh, Aunt Yaddy. What's up, Aunt Yaddy? No, none isn't about the stream. These are just people texting me about other shit. Getting a lot of nice texts. I'm getting some text right now about Bobby Polito. Did you guys listen to that interview I had with Bobby Polito? He's running for Congress down there in South Texas, and that dude is going to be a congressman. I loved that dude. That was a great interview. I just got a little update text on his campaign. My buddy had a surgery, so I'm going to check in on him really quick. He's okay. He's just all medic. He's just all he's all gassed up post surgery, but it seems like things are good. So I love to see that. All right, what else do we got here? Any comments? What? Tim, read the pandering politics super chat. Didn't I just do that? Bulwark live in your hometown of Denver. We did a Denver live show, and we were thinking about doing one this summer, but I don't think it's going to happen. I'm sorry. I apologize. I don't think that's going to happen. What else do we got over here on the Substack questions? Anything? No, these aren't questions. Bad Trump shit. Dems. We're going to talk about Dems. How about cultural life? Let's go to the cultural life section. Thank you, Aunt Ansley, for separating this out. We've done enough politics. We're going to do a lot of politics on the show. Douglas is headed to choir practice. Did I have any favorite restaurants during my Minneapolis trip? No, I didn't. It was fucking freezing. The city is uninhabitable. God love everybody up there for standing in solidarity with each other. I don't know what any of you people are doing, though. Crazy. So, no, I didn't go have a good restaurant. I didn't leave. Oh, that's not true. After the Alex Preddy Memorial, we went to this Jamaican place. That was really good. We guys figure out, Ansley or Jared, just go search for the Alex Preddy Memorial location. It was like 1 block away from where Alex Preddy was killed. There was a Jamaican place. I'd love to shout those guys out because that neighborhood, God, I'm going to get emotional again. It's like that neighborhood next to the Preddy Memorial. This is the thing that pissed me off the most about Saagar today, just to be honest, is this fucking social cohesion bullshit, especially coming from the kid of an immigrant. But it's like that neighborhood, I could have just gone to restaurants on that block, honestly. There was like a Malaysian place and a Jamaican place and an African place and a Vietnamese place. And it was just, it is this part of Minneapolis that is a community, is a neighborhood. It's where people live. Looked like kind of a middle-class neighborhood, maybe gentrifying a little bit. I mean, I'm just kind of stereotyping, having walked through it. I'm not an expert on that part of the town, but and it's like, that they're just immigrants here, like a lot of immigrants here, and there are a lot of people that are scared, and they're running these restaurants. People that work at the restaurants are scared, and so I would support the restaurants on that block next to the Preddy Memorial. If we find it, I'll shout it out. But it was some. Really
got it.
What is it?
Pimento Jamaican Kitchen.
Pimento, that's it.
Nicolette and 26th in Minneapolis.
Pimento, thank you, Ansley. That's sick. Yeah, that was nice. I had the curry goat. Jennifer, I want to know what Tim normally does on Wednesday. He's sacrificing for us. I already told you guys. I'm sitting on the couch watching basketball and preparing for tomorrow's podcast. Tuesdays and Thursdays, it's the kids' basketball game. I got to come clean about something about yesterday's basketball game. Okay. Nobody's going to care about this besides me, but we're 75 minutes into the live stream, so I got to get it off my chest. We were playing against a team that is not very good. And my team was just like had a lot of close shots that were being missed. We were playing well, we're getting better. It's just a lot of shots rimming out. And so we're up 7-3, high scoring game in the fourth quarter. And this poor girl on my team, God love her, gets the rebound and turns around and shoots it on the wrong basket, and it goes in on the other basket. Now, that's not supposed to count in the rules of the league. But they gave it to the other team, and the other team is not good. And so I was like, I didn't fight it. And I went and talked to the little girl. I was like, it's okay. Come on. Remember we're going the other way. She might have been a little mad at me for reminding her that a couple more times. But and the other team ends up scoring like a lucky basket and they end up tying. And like we should have won, but we tied. And that girl was like really sad. And I kind of felt like I let her down because I was like, I should have fought about it. Like I should have fought, I think. I don't know what the right thing to do was in that situation as a coach. Like, should I have fought about it and like made sure that didn't count, or I'm gonna need to smoke talking about this basketball game yesterday. This 8-year-old basketball game that's had me in fucking shambles all night, last night and all day today. Yeah, am I bullying kids again? No, like I'm not. Like, but anyway, I don't know what I was supposed to do. I felt bad for that girl then, because it was like I think she kind of felt like we didn't win because of her, and if I would have fought it, we would have got the win. Anyway, it's tough. Coaching is hard. Thank you. I appreciate that, ANC Chad. I thought you were going to be ANC Chad. It's AMC Chand. Yeah, it's a tough call. Thank you, Dylan. I didn't know what to do. It's a tough own goal. Anyway, that's what we're doing on Tuesday and Thursday night. So I don't know if this will be every Wednesday night. Again, this is all, we're trying this stuff. So give me your thoughts, what you'd like to see more of, less of. We're just trying to do a hangout. When are we getting the next level pod on some out of office gummies? 2 next levels a week. Bro, come on. Look at how much content I'm doing already. That's too much to ask. I'm even though my reputation is as a pothead, which is fair because I was into jam bands in college and I did a lot of pot. I don't really do pot anymore, unless I'm at a concert, and even then sometimes not. Nothing against it. It's not like Saagar. It's just that I feel like my brain being fuzzy the next day, and I gotta like pod for you guys. So I'm not really doing a lot of weed gummies. Sorry. Every once in a while I get goofy. If I go, I don't get to go to the movie theaters anymore, but I do love doing a little weed gummy at the movie theaters. And when I went to see Marty Supreme, I did do a little bit, and I have no tolerance now. And the guy behind the concessions guy at the movie was like a YouTube watcher. So shout out if you're watching right now. And he's a little bit awkward about it. And I forget what he said. He kind of was oblique. I guess he didn't want to be obnoxious or whatever. He's kind of obliquely referenced it, but I was stoned, and so I didn't quite get it. And we had kind of an awkward exchange. Thank you to the new member. You should call these live streams the Tim Miller Special Report. I don't think so. Tim Cast is taken, unfortunately. I got kicked out of a softball game I was coaching, fighting about a rule. There are 10-year-old girls. Always fight for your kids. Okay, Sassiest Dragon. Now you're making me feel bad. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I guess I should have. But, I mean, she did score on the wrong basket. The other team I felt bad for. Ugh. I do feel bad about that. I got into some business when my little brother was playing tennis. Let me tell you that. Watching this stoned is the best. That's cool. Roundup for the Dallas live show. Oh, Roundup after the Dallas live show. Be there or be square. I don't know anything about Roundup, that place, but unfortunately, I don't know about the post show live show things anymore. For me, it's tough. I liked it. I like doing those hangs. Back when we were doing like one show at a time. When you're doing back-to-back shows, it's brutal. I'll get pretty tired, but you never know. We'll see. I might make an appearance. We'll see. Sometimes you're riding high after a show. We'll see how it is. Let's see here. What else do we got? Is there anything that I promised you guys I was going to do that I missed? Barry thinks CBS News is on a roll this week. Could you have a worse time to have decided to put like a pro-Israel hawk in charge of a news outlet than like a month ago? I mean, like these guys are embarrassing themselves having to do administration agitprop on behalf of a war that is a fucking disaster. Like that is a shit show on top of a dumpster fire. And like CBS News is trying to shine this turd every night. And it's like, what do you do? What? You think this is going to work? I don't see it working. What else do we got here? Yeah, that's a no. I'm not going to do that. But to do oil ripping higher, that's my boy Adam Cankren. Yeah, 92. We're up over the Tommy Norris line today. Back up over the Tommy Norris line. What do we think about this? About Jake Paul? Trump wants Jake Paul to run for political office. I mean, could we be more on the nose in idiocracy than that? I did love this run of things by Jarvis. We should shout out my guy Jarvis. He was making up fake confirmed speakers for CPAC this year. E-girl who became Catholic 5 minutes ago. It's a lot of that. JD Vance became Catholic 5 minutes ago. Married guy with a Christian podcast who only hangs out with vulnerable young men. It's kind of like a David Letterman top 10 vibe. Chicks giving out. I didn't really like that one. Kid who called you the N-word on Fortnite. Yeah, he's going to be there. He's going to be at CPAC this year. Podcasters getting clearly paid by Cutter. Guy who makes documentaries on things that didn't happen. Streamer's been banned for every platform. Not me yet. Not me yet. I haven't been banned from jack shit yet. What else, guys? If there's anything you really want me to hit, put it at the top of the dock here, and we'll start to wind this thing down. Nuggets tip off here in about 10 minutes. What else, guys? What have I missed? What do you want me to talk about? What do you want me to talk about next time? What do you want from the live stream? Let's see. Would you ever have Destiny on the pod? I like Destiny. We'll see what happens. We'll talk about it. Jake Paul has massive sweat marks in his armpits. That's true. That's not good. Appreciate every time tries to make things about race. You remind folks we're all human beings. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Like, that is the fundamental element of a liberal democracy and of pluralism, is that you judge people based on who they are. And that doesn't mean that you don't care about what's happening with race. And obviously I have a mixed race family, and I care about it. And there's discrimination, there's racism. It should be called out when there is racism. But like, I don't like any time that somebody wants to judge someone else based on their characteristic traits instead of based on their behavior. And I do see this a lot coming from people who are too online in the arguments on both sides. How bad are the Nuggets get smoked tonight? What, you got to pay more than $2 to get Nuggets trash talk on for here. Yeah. Competing. What is JVL's high score on the pinball machine? Why is he so into pinball? Dude's got to get outside the house. Who are the comedy bros you liking lately? I'll tell you this. So at this point, I don't think it's going to happen. So I might as well just tell everybody, and maybe I can will it into the world. The Tim Dillon podcast is awesome. Now, Tim Dillon has some kooky views, conspiracy and race. But his podcast is great. He's no bullshit. He fucking skewers this administration in the way that you can only skewer them if you're one of them, right? Like, at some level, like, I do some sick burns, okay, about this administration. I feel like I'm elite when talking about JD Vance's recessed side profile and how he's a hall monitor and how he's changed his name 3 times and how he's a phony and how he probably fingers himself. But like, I like really can crush JD. I'm good at it, but nobody can, like, there's a limit to how high I can go, to the level I can get to. Like, if you're attacking somebody within your own ideological tribe, like, you can achieve heights that I can't reach because it's so personal. And Tim Dillon has been doing that. He's been achieving heights I can't reach, and he is annihilating this administration over Iran and Epstein and all these other things. And he's really funny. And I've been trying to interview him or write about a profile about him, and he won't do it. So come on, Tim, let's do it. I'm trying, Mamala. I'm trying to be a good dude. Cuban heels. Let's say, listen to Tim Dillon show bit on lesbians at the Airbnb. I haven't heard that. I love some lesbian. I would love to have Tim Dillon on. You guys go tell him to come on. Okay? You guys go tell him to come on this show. I would love to. I would do his. I'd meet him anytime, anywhere. I think his shit is really funny. I mean, he's wrong about a lot of things, but who cares? Tim, what do you think about your Tigers? Skip and have a chance. The Tigers could be an unbelievable historic season, or it could be a total shit show. Like, I literally am open to any outcome, but it's going to be really fun. And they're the bad guys now, and I love that. I love being the bad guys. Super lefties like Hassan push people away from the Democrats. Sometimes, man. I mean, like, Hassan has some really bad takes, like Hassan loving China. I don't like, we can hash it all out. But he also brings some people in, so it cuts both ways. I think that the scolds are the people that really push people away for the Democrats. Like, those are the folks that I really don't like, because you gain nothing by being a fucking scold, and you turn people off and you annoy people. So, Hassan's got some issues. But he brings some people in. Like, some people aren't gonna, like, there's some people that I can't reach that Hassan can reach. There's people that like Tommy and John and the Pod Bros, and you know, that aren't accessible to us because they like think that we're too fucking establishment shills or whatever. It was like when Saagar came on the podcast today. He's like, "You're an establishment neocon shill that ruined it," and I'm just like, "Not really. No, I'm not. Like, actually, like if you listen to the show, like I'm not. I have a lot of varying different views, and I mean, as he found out of the course podcast, we agree on various number of things, but some people just like have that frame. I was on the. It's actually kind of funny. Let's pull this up. This will be kind of a funny place to end. Let's pull up the Breaking Points Reddit. So I looked at this. I just wanted to see what those guys were up to. Anyway, the point that I was making was that Hassan can reach some of the people who like have this brain poisoning that they refuse to listen to anybody that like has ever worn a collar, and they just are so convinced that like they have to have anti-establishment purity, and so Hassan can reach those people, and if he can influence them to go down the lefty pipeline instead of the Candace pipeline, that's a win. Here's some of this shit though. I wanted to pull this up. This is so funny. So on our Reddit, if you don't go on there, like there are always people like policing like what the Bulwark audience should be, and it's kind of funny. Some of the Bulwark sub is big mad, but I enjoyed reading the inverse of this. So what are you talking about? Tim Miller's maybe the online's biggest Israel support. Not named. Like you can't write. Not named Ben Shapiro. He tries to hide it, but he can't. This was a mask off moment today. What are people talking about? Like I literally did 20 minutes with Sarah on Monday where we like grappled with this and talked about how we've changed our views on Israel. And it's like some people are really these are people that are like really obsessed with Israel, and like everything has to be about Israel and everything has to be about the Zionists, and every bad thing that happened is the Zionists. And so if any person says anything that caveats that or that questions whether it was really the Zionists behind everything, like they immediately go on and are like, they might be on the payroll too. Where is this one? Oh, fuck. Now there have been a lot more posts since I last looked at that. Okay, here we go. Here it is. Tricky ground. Who listens to the Bulwark? It's made up of neoconservatives. And then he keeps going. Where are the replies? This is the funny part. Fuck them. What's it? Where is it? He says something about like I can't find it. Somebody basically said that the Breaking Points people are like, this goes against our ethos to go on the Bulwark podcast. It's like, everybody like chill out, man. Life is more complicated than this, But some of those people we're never gonna be able to get because they're like, you worked for Jeb 10 years ago, so I'm never gonna listen to you. And it's like, okay, like that's not a way to live life. But for that reason, we need other people that we can reach. $50. What up? The Great Correction. Bulwark Confessions. Tim, I watched so much you leading up 2024 that you start in a dream. We were dating, making out, and I'm a hetero. Buy your hubby a drink on me. Thanks for all you do. Wow, I'm blushing. A sexual dream with a heterosexual man. That's nice. Thank you. That's great. Every once in a while, I've had some weird dreams. Every once in a while, somebody comes into a sex dream and you're like, why was Connie Chung in my dream? No, I've never had a Connie Chung sex dream, but you get some weird ones sometimes. But man, I'm struggling now. I'm reeling after that. Serious question. Should we be concerned about traveling to Cali? Oh, this is DBH-TR. I think this is about there's an FBI bulletin put out that's basically like that Iran is looking at I believe it was drones targeting the California coast. There's been subsequent reporting on that there's actually no credible evidence of this. I think that it is. I'm not a false flag guy. For people who are like false flag people, like there are false flag guys out there. Hassan might be a false flag guy. There are people on false flag guys on both sides, and like everything might be a false flag for them. For people who don't know what a false flag is, it's like where the government orchestrates a killing in order to create a justification for doing a further action, right? So like the idea is that maybe the Trump administration would like create a fake terrorist attack here to justify further action in Iran. I don't know that they're going to I don't think that they're competent enough to do that really, but I do think that like misinformation coming out of the FBI is obviously going to happen. And I think that that's probably what we were saying right there. I'm going to drink here for a second. Comment. Okay, this is how we'll end. I'll take a couple of your comments, and we'll end with the James Carville rant because it was so fucking good. I'm going to dinner with James on Saturday.
Hey, Tim, just want to pop in. Some folks on Substack were noticing we had some issues with the chat, but we've got that sorted out now. So,
Oh, great.
Should be fixed going forward. Yep. Sorry about that, guys.
Yeah, sorry, Substack guys. We will we'll work on that for next time. I'm just doing I took some Substack questions, but yeah, occasionally you get some tech issues. It's our first try. So I want feedback on that. We're to fix the chat. Feedback on what you guys think that else I should be doing. Should I don't want to make this an interview show because I already do that, but maybe I should have someone else on and hang with me for part of it. Maybe we'll do that. Maybe other things. Let's pull up that Carville vid, and I'll take a couple of your guys more comments in the meantime while we wait for the Carville vid. Anything else? What else we got down here? I'm still kind of reeling from the straight dude that had a sex dream about me. I kind of want to hear a little bit more. I kind of want to hear a little more about what we were doing. Is that wrong? Tempe Teacup, I really appreciate you and Sarah talking about Israel. It helped me understand why people defend them so aggressively. Cool. Thank you. I think it's, dude, here's the thing. Like, I obviously have an ideological mission with the Bulwark. We want to defend liberal democracy. We are anti-Trump. I oppose authoritarianism in all its forms. But like, this isn't a super PAC. And if you want to like get propaganda or like be a part of a super PAC that does advocacy, that is their job and spins all the time for one side, then like there are plenty of options for that. Like what I'm trying to do is have an honest podcast that obviously has a perspective and a point of view, but also that grapples with stuff. And I think that the Israel thing is like, it's going to be so important in another heterosexual man who feels weird about being attracted to the young, long-haired Tim. That's kind of strange. Does that mean, are you effeminizing me? I think the Israel thing is going to be critical in 2028, and I think it's just important to understand it and to reflect on it. Do I have beef with BTC? No. Old Scud, what's up? No, I don't have beef with BTC at all. I love that dude. I love BTC, Brian Tower Cohen, for people who don't know. Me and him did a little show together inside the right during 2024, and I appreciate him doing that with me. I thought it was useful. I brought his kind of progressive audience, like my perspective on like kind of how Republicans and MAGA are thinking about things. But we decided to shut it down after the election, in part because I wanted to do other stuff. He wanted to do other stuff. And I also don't think that like that's a good role for me anymore. Like I don't know any of the people in this administration. Like I know Susie Wiles, but like it's been 10 years since I was a Republican in good standing, or since I worked on a campaign at least. And so I just like, I don't think I'm the right person for that job anymore. So anyway, me and BTC have no beef. And I hope to see him when we're out in LA in a couple months. I'm dying for a Liberal Currents Bulwark collab. I think I like Liberal Currents. I have to go double check on their stuff. I think I like them. Keith Edwards, and yeah, me and Keith have done something. I love that dude. So, we're all about it. You people want every Wednesday? Every Wednesday? I don't know if I can commit to every Wednesday. I'm going to do my best. I'm doing enough as it is. Okay. I don't know. I'm trying. I'm grinding. This is a chat I've been waiting for a long time. Oh, paid member of both. Cool. I appreciate that. Why is Lindsay so rabid? Okay, well, we pull up the James Carville clip. I'm going to tell you Lindsay's story. We'll do story time about Lindsay, and then I'll let you go. Lindsay, like, nobody hated Lindsay more. Excuse me. Nobody hated Trump more than Lindsay. Like, my TDS was matched by nobody except Lindsay's. Me and Lindsay got to hang out a lot for like 2 months at the end of the Jeb campaign. He endorsed Jeb after he dropped out. And he traveled with us. And say what you want about that dude. He's a good hang. And so we liked having him in the car because we were losing. We were getting our ass beat. And we wanted Jeb. It was like fun to have him around with Jeb. Like, we had this thing where 1 week in New Hampshire, we had Eric Cantor. If you guys don't know him, he's a congressman from Virginia who's like such a wet blanket. And he was traveling around with us for a day. And like he was showing Jeb the bad polls and like asking him why he was losing all the time. And I'm sitting in the car. I'm like, what? Like, do you have any EQ? And I'm calling the campaign manager, like, get Eric Cantor the fuck out of this car. Like, I don't, me and Jeb, like, I'm trying to keep his head clear and his eye on the ball. Like, if we're going to have any chance, we got to do well in New Hampshire. So anyway, Lindsay came the next day and he like regaled us with hilarious stories about midgets and, no offense to little people, and other, Southern and South Carolina stuff. He was funny, and him and Jeb would have scotch at the end of the night. It was good. So it was a good hang. So we hung out for like 2 months. he'd get drunk and he'd call me in the middle of the night with like ideas about how we could beat Trump. And he would like sometimes call me and just rant about how much he hated Trump. I know what you guys are thinking. We're gonna get there. And like one night we were in New York together, because we were in New Hampshire, then we flew to New York to do TV, and we're all at the same hotel. And like Lindsay and I like was trying not to drink that much during the campaign because I had I had a real job. And Jim is drinking scotch, and like Lindsay is pounding Chardonnay. Like Jeb sneaks away because he's got to go to bed because he has a real job, and Lindsay wants to keep drinking with me. And he like sat there the whole time just ranting about how much he hated Trump, calling him every name in the book. And then he didn't hit on me. So take from that what you will. But why is he so angry? I think it's that. Like he's got a lot of conflicting things in his head he's got to deal with. So maybe that's why Lindsay's so rabid. Oh yeah, sorry Broadway. Sometimes I only have so many stories, man, and like some people are new. They get to hear the new stories. Okay, do we have the Carville clip? Should we end with Carville? Who's got? There it is. There. Oh wait, Katie. What up, Katie? Katie's 8 months pregnant, and her husband says she watches so much Tim Miller, the baby is going to think I'm the father. Tim's a good name. It's a little bit out of fashion now. Something to think about. Or if it's a girl, my mother's name is Treese. Not a lot of people name their girls Treese anymore, and I think she'd send a present. So something to think about if you want to name your kid Treese. All right, should we close it with Carville? Do we have anything else? Is anybody else? Any other super chats, other chats, anything? Anybody I want to get to? Or are we just going to go out with a fucking TDS rant? I can't wait to hang out with James on Saturday and share this with all you guys. I'm not seeing anything else that's catching my eyes. I appreciate you guys for hanging with me. It's been pretty good, I think. I don't know. Broadway wants me to tell my husband thanks. I will. But he's fine. It means basketball's not on down there, so it's probably a win for him. Question, Tim. Didn't happen. All right. We're going to get the TDS rant. Here we go. I got to pull it up here. I got to figure out how to do this. Okay, calm down, James. Calm down, James. Let's watch this together. It's so satisfying.
You're right. I got Trump derangement syndrome. I hate the motherfucker. And you know what? I don't want to get rid of it. I don't want to get better. I want to get worse. I want to hate him more. I pray to God in heaven, God reign the righteous reign of Trump derangement syndrome. Pray for me, Lord. I'm your vessel on this earth. Pray for the people that listen to this. We want more. We want to hate the son of a bitch so much that we can't see straight. And oh my God, James, you can't give him credit for getting rid of the penny? Let me tell it to you straight. Oh, you go fucking faint. Like saying Mussolini made the trains run on time. So I'm supposed to be here. This guy's been convicted of 34 felonies. Is it by anybody's estimation? Is compliant to Putin and dictators. He's invading people with an authorization. He's got the most incompetent fucking buffoons. So I'm supposed to give him credit for firing Kristi Noem when he actually hired Kristi Noem. Oh, and he hired Pam Bondi. Oh, what's this tin horn drugstore cowboy we got for Secretary of War? This asshole? Don't even get me started. What about illustrious labor?
The labor secretary is understated.
I can't forget toilet seat Bobby Kennedy. I mean, you had somebody in your cabinet that snorted cocaine off of a fucking toilet seat, and Dan Abrams is telling me I got Trump derangement syndrome.
Oh my God. I love that dude. All right, everybody. The comments. We're going to get this figured out. I'm going to figure out how to read the super chats next time. So if you're on YouTube and you're super chatting and you're paying, I appreciate that, but I missed some of them. I got to figure that out. Substackers, we're going to get your comments figured out next time. I got some of them, but I missed some of them. I'm learning. All right. Just kind of grade me on a curve on this one. But let me know what you thought about it, whether this is going to be a fun thing to do. What can make it more fun? What can make it more valuable? I appreciate all the feedback. Shout out to the band Lifeguard. His shirt I'm wearing, go check them out. There's some young kids I saw play down the street a couple months ago. And go Nuggets. And fuck you, Donald Trump. I got Trump derangement syndrome too, and I want it to rain down on me. Right? Oh, I also need the soundboard like Hassan. You know, I need to play Lady Gaga "Rain on Me" after that. Like that would have been a nice outro. But maybe I would get tagged on YouTube. We got to figure it out. We're gonna figure out all the particulars. Hope you enjoyed it. 1 hour, 39 minutes, 39 seconds. That's pretty fucking good, if you ask me. I'll see you guys later.